Hey everybody, today is October 6th, 2019. In this video, we're going to recap the numerology of a new mass shooting that we got overnight in the city of Kansas City, Kansas. This occurred at a bar called Tequila KC. And we're going to talk about how they're, like all these mass shootings that we get in the media, something very suspicious here. And it's my contention that this was either a staged event, an outright hoax, or something else behind it. Now, on my channel, I talk about the language of numerology with a focus on Gematria, the practice of coding numbers into words. These are the 4 base ciphers on your screen. Primarily, we use the alphabetic order, called English ordinal, and the full reduction method in the middle, that also called Pythagorean Gematria, using the rules of numerology to reduce each double-digit number to a single digit. So here we wake up on the morning of October 6th, 2019, the date written 10/6. And the lead story on CNN is about a shooting at a tequila bar. Using the standard alphabetic order where each letter assigned a number relative to its position 1 through 26, the phrase tequila bar sums to 106, just like today's date. Now, if you're familiar with my work, you know that I compare all of these false flag events to total solar eclipses and the dates on which they occur. These total solar eclipses are pretty rare events. We only get about 7 per decade, and I always look at the most recent and the next eclipses and show how these events are numerically related. To begin with, today's date numerology of October 6th, 2019, today has what we call standard numerology of 35. The city of Kansas City, Kansas, when abbreviated, has Gematria of 35 in the reduction method. Furthermore, measuring from this year's one and only total solar eclipse to today's date gives us a span of 3 months and 5 days. This same measurement from the eclipse to today's date is also a span of 97 days. And in the reverse alphabetic order, the state of Kansas sums to 97. But what's even more interesting is when we look at the date of next year's total solar eclipse. See how it's December 14th of 2020? The next total eclipse is 14 months and 8 days after the shooting, or 1 year and 69 days. Kansas City equals 148 in reverse. Bar shooting equals 169 in the same method. Now, when we're looking at the number 169, this is a pretty special number. It has a square root of 13. And 13 is a number I focus on a lot in my work, as it appears to be the key hoax or ritual code. And when we write out 13, notice how it sums to 45 in both reduction methods, both standard and reverse. Well, isn't it interesting that we're being told that 4 people are dead and 5 people are wounded? Numbers found in the Gematria of 13. Well, check out 13 in ordinal. See how it sums to 99? The bar that this shooting occurred at was called Tequila KC, which, intriguingly, also sums to 99 in ordinal. Now, another number connected to 13 is 91. If you add up every number 1 through 13, you get a sum of 91. There's also 91 days in 13 weeks. The mayor of Kansas City, Kansas, is named David Alvey. He was sworn in on January 8th of 2018, meaning that on the date of this shooting, he's been in office for exactly 91 weeks. Now, what's interesting about this is that 91 weeks is also a span of 1 year and 272 days. And both 91 and 272 are numbers that appear in the Gematria of Kansas. Whether you're using the Francis Bacon cipher, which uses capital letters, Kansas is 91, or English Extended, which is the tribute to the old Hebrew Gematria Greek isopsephy charts, Kansas here summing to 272. Now, in the alphabetic order, Kansas sums to 65. Here, the prime number relationship is very important. The 65th prime number is 313. This brings us to the Gematria of the event, Tequila KC bar shooting. In the reverse alphabetic order, this sums to 313. But check out the alphabetic order where it sums to 227. Now, this is a number I focus on in almost all my videos. Eclipse crucifixion code 227, and that's why all of these events are lined up with eclipses, the story about the crucifixion of Jesus coming from the New Testament. Well, look at what time the bar shooting is said to have began. 2:27 a.m. Eastern. Now, granted, it was 1:27 local. This is another Masonic number, Scottish Rite of Freemasonry 127. But the 227 here tying in directly to the Gematria of Tequila KC bar shooting. In reverse, this sums to 115. And Kansas was admitted to the Union on January 29th, and there's actually a holiday in the state of Kansas called Kansas Day. Now, if you measure from the date of the shooting to the next Kansas Day, you get exactly 115 days. And not only is that found in the Gematria here of Tequila KC bar shooting, but look at the word killing. In both the reverse alphabetic order and Jewish Gematria, you get this value of 115. 115, another Masonic number. 227 and 115, also numbers related to total eclipse, both in Hebrew and English. So it's not only aligned with the mayor of Kansas City, but also apparently the governor of Kansas. Remember, the politicians are always important. I decode this in pretty much every video. First of all, I want to point out how Kansas has a Jewish Gematria value of 232. And here we're talking about Governor Laura Kelly. Look at this. Governor Laura Kelly sums to 232 in ordinal. This woman took office on January 14th, which is a span of exactly 38 weeks before this shooting. 38, a number of death in ordinal. The word killing, summing to 38 in reduction. We saw the 115 earlier. Now notice how not only is it 115 days before Kansas Day, but it's also 16 weeks and 3 days. And 163 is the 38th prime number. So this coming year, Kansas, which was admitted to the Union in 1861, will be 159 years old. So it seems appropriate that they would have something aligned to this event being a mass shooting, which equals 159. And what's wild about this is that they said that all 4 victims in this story were Hispanic males. Notice how Hispanic males equals 129 in ordinal. That's the date of Kansas Day, January 29th. And when you take capital letters into account, The state of Kansas has Gematria of 129, the date on which they celebrate their holiday. What also stands out to me is that Kansas is called the Free State. That's its nickname. Notice how Free State has a perfect overlap in the base 4 ciphers with Tequila KC, the name of the bar where the shooting was. So, what do you think happened? Did one or two guys really randomly walk into this bar and just shoot people up, or are we being treated with more Masonic propaganda that's meant to steer the minds of the people in this world to, to agree to taking their rights away? Ultimately, is the goal here, and it's a long-term goal. The United Nations, the Disarmament Commission, Agenda 21. This is not going to happen overnight. It's going to take a long time, but if we can keep dispelling these numeric riddles and tell people that their mind is trying to be controlled by this group, then we should be able to wake everybody up. All right, everyone, that's going to do it for this video. Thanks again for watching. Please feel free to like, share, subscribe. This content is censored. Not just my channel, but any Gematria channel really faces this. And it's because it's the language of the elite, not meant for us in the masses. But if we ever want to figure out what's going on in this world, this is one of the big keys to it. So we must keep working at it. Peace, love, God bless, and we'll talk to you next time, everyone. See ya.